Yes! Welcome back to Footy and Friends. This episode is thanks to our good mates at Carlton Dry, the official beer of the AFL. That voice isn't Dylan Buckley's.
No, it isn't.
He is out on paternity leave. Brett.
Yeah, question marks, because he puts the heat on us to be here and make sure we keep the flow going. But, mate, Giles had the baby 5 days ago.
Yeah, I know. 5 days, 2 kids,
and it wasn't
whatever.
him. Yeah, she's done the hard work.
And paternity leave isn't something our good mate and third host for the day, Rob Nahas, doesn't have to worry about. How are you, Rob?
And not that he knows about, maybe.
No, he sent me a photo, Dill.
No. Have you got any kids out there?
I probably do, but no. Not that
Oh, God.
No kids. But I'm glad he's away, so it means I get to come in.
Yeah, good to see you.
Wrapped to have you too, mate.
Should we give him a call at some point today? Or you reckon we
That's Mac that you're hearing.
Yes.
know each other well?
We played for Surrey Park on the weekend and you got the result?
I'm loving his content, Mac. I'm really liking it. Who's kicking the footy, though? Because I reckon the kicks are pretty poor.
Yeah, it's my mate Bowie.
They're real low. They're real short. Real short.
Yeah, that's real short. Helpful for me. We should have a go when you got time.
Me and you. I actually think you'd beat me, to be honest. I'm not very good one-on-one.
Yes, you are. You got me. You got me once. Yeah.
How'd you go on the weekend? Another big one?
Yeah, we won. Oh, yeah, 33-3 on the weekend, so I was pretty happy with that.
It's consistent.
Yeah.
Did that last week as well,
And the
roughly.
team?
We won.
Yeah.
First win. No, that's what I said first.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
Are you a long sleever every single time you play?
I was on the weekend. It was 30 degrees. It felt like 30 degrees. On the weekend, I had one on. I was dying. But yeah, I do wear a long sleeve.
Speaking of local footy, we didn't touch this last week. Mick?
Yeah.
This is something we need to unpack here. I reckon...
Oh, no, I got a few DMs about it too. Someone just rolled around. I thought we did unpack it.
No, I didn't.
Not at all.
So what you're referring to, Mac, is that I played football last weekend at North Warrnambool.
So he goes home and plays local footy, but doesn't just play local footy, takes the piss. He
What
had
do you expect?
what was your stats?
I didn't see
46,
them.
11 marks.
And a goal.
Kicked a goal.
And didn't get in the best?
Playing mostly on the wing.
Yeah, out on the wing, running patterns. One stat line, two stat lines I will draw your eyes to. 1 percenters, 0.
That's all right.
Inside 50s from 46 touches from a wing. What's a...
I'd say
With damage, I would have said 10.
7 to 12.
1.
So a lot of short little chip
Little
stuff.
length, little 45s, look early, look late
Didn't
stuff.
get in the best either, which I thought
I'll
for
have
46 Aussies.
I'll have a word to Nathan Vardy about that.
Was that Vards giving him out?
we know the best are corrupt.
I saw this thing.
Best is corrupt.
That is true. I do agree with
Yeah.
that.
I saw Eddie Maguire talking about the 2018 grand final, and he went and saw a clairvoyant before it, and he was unpacking the whole play, and he's like, Nathan Vardy takes a mark, hasn't played well for 3 years, just gives him a clip on the way through, takes a great mark on the wing.
I had a story. I haven't asked Vards this, but Nathan Vardy, the premiership star from West Coast Eagles, involved in that play. What was it? It was McGovern,
Yeah, kicked it long.
intercept, halfback.
Yeah.
Kicks long Vardy.
And
That
Ryan takes
and
that
then-
big mark.
Yeah.
And then Sheed.
And then Sheed 2v1.
Yeah, it does well, 2v1.
Yeah. Takes that mark.
Yeah.
No, it was 2 West Coast v1.
Yeah. And
But
the block
I-
that they're complaining about.
That's fair. I'd heard, I haven't asked Vards this, but he had a QR code tattooed on his body.
On his foot.
That's
Yeah,
true.
with-
The QR code then takes you to the play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was one of the greatest plays.
I'm pretty sure that's legit. Check it out in the
Brett,
showers.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, pretty good actually. What did I do?
He's a life of misery. Have a listen. How was your weekend?
What did I have? Basketball in the morning on Saturday morning.
Girls play well?
Just learning. There's only the third game in for Charlotte. Yeah, she's getting there.
Kangaroos
Just starting the
ruthless,
fundamentals.
wouldn't he? You'd be ruthless.
So yesterday we went down to the school and we started practicing some layups and some shooting some hoops and
Directed by you?
absolutely. It was just a one-on-one sesh.
You charge?
It's a hard name to carry, the Delidio name, isn't it? It's real heavy.
What's
It's
that?
a heavy name, Delidio.
A few of the other parents have said they just the daughter is of a professional athlete.
It's
So
heavy.
high expectations, right? But no, we.
If anyone's got vision of Brett down at the basketball
they won't.
court at
There's
Melbourne, he'll have one-on-one with his daughter.
dripping in sweat.
He'd have him doing suicides after the
Nah,
games.
it's just a little play court.
Coach
It's fun
Brett,
court, but it was good for me. I was just doing a few dunks and whatever else. But not too bad. My wife and eldest daughter went out to Gracie Abrams last night. You know who Gracie Abrams is?
I drove
singer?
past that concert
Yeah.
on Saturday night. Jesus, it was
I went and checked
hard
that
working
out.
past. Didn't know who.
So I had a couple of nights just to myself, pretty much, and cooked up a steak and
Got a haircut. Did you get a
dinner.
haircut?
No haircut.
It looks different. I
just
like
a bit,
it.
bit fluffy.
Real skater boy, aren't you?
Gangster.
You know what?
Obviously, we'll get to Dill at some stage across the morning if he's got a spare minute. Welcoming young. I don't know if he's gone with the name publicly. Has he?
Not yet.
So let's just announce it.
Yeah, let's do it. Shout out.
It rhymes with Hanny.
Starts with A and ends in ni.
Anyway, let's just skip to the really low scoring tips. We'll get to the feedback in a second, but from the weekend,
Couple of 50-50 games,
yeah,
though, wasn't
a couple
there?
of Sunday footy was flip of the coin job.
44.
So Brett gets 4 tips. I get 4 tips as well.
Yep.
Dill gets the 3 tips from the
He
weekend.
went rogue. Yeah.
The draw doesn't count, I suppose, but no one gets the draw. We're ruthless here. Which would have given me an extra.
No, you don't get the draw.
Yeah, I usually give half.
That's nice of you, Brett.
Yeah.
What, in your family foot tipping?
Yeah, well, the reason Mick's on that is because he tips kangaroos every week.
Anyway, and the updated.
So do I. That's
we
why
have
I'm
got
like
some
that.
feedback that they'd like the graphic with the boys' tips. I want to copy Brett, but forget to take notes. So
That'll be out every Thursday
this week,
now.
will it?
Yeah. And the reason why is because I'm going pretty good.
Oh, you're second. So
Yeah,
Dill actually
but-
leads on
but
54.
yeah, let's be honest.
Brett's on 52 and I'm on 40.
He flips with the wind, mate, with you, though. He's just like, you know what? I'm actually feeling like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go that way.
He's box office, mate. Hey, let's get to some audio, Link. I think we've got some audio from last week to play and absorb.
Yep.
So I have a little insight on that. Hugo Garcia got a phone call during the week from one of my friends.
Did he?
Mickey
close.
Barlow.
Did he?
About responding at being subbed out in the first half of footy.
By Ross.
Is this when you
Ross.
you gave him that
Really?
There's only-
Are we allowed to talk about this?
There's
This
only,
feels
been,
exciting.
there's only been 2 players ever subbed out before half time, and it was Mick and Hugo Garcia.
Isn't that you sent him a text saying, sorry, mate, it looks like you get injured or something?
I rang him
How
too.
does Mick go about getting Hugo Garcia's like, this is a whole thing.
He's easy enough. He didn't know.
Mate, it's not hard. There's a committee meeting, a membership base of who's been subbed out before half time. There's nothing to you.
I like that.
Just get on the database.
Jeez, Mick's, he's good, isn't he?
Just get on the database
he's
and
Care to respond? Why?
It's completely unfactual. Okay, good podcast they do, actually, the boys in the West. Hardball gets.
Footy Rhino.
Footy Rhino, Footy Rhino, Ryan Daniels. That's Footy Rhino.
Yes.
Nick Rinn and so that's completely, in fact, untrue.
Yeah.
That's just completely untrue.
How do you know Zave Ellis? How are your mates?
WA, lived over there for a bit, did a few radio shows with him.
A few cashies.
Yeah, and what they're referring to, I played in a derby. So I had the old roller coaster in derbies, boys. I was like up top winning medals.
Yeah.
So 3 times
Yeah.
Ross Glendon. Yeah. Allen medalist.
Thank you.
Their link. And then I played a couple of games which were absolute poners.
Yeah.
And one day played half forward the old bloody Death Valley roll.
It's hardest role.
Up and sweating off the winger.
Yeah.
And then X is on me. He's just like
Sagging.
Yeah, sagging. He's like
Taking kick out.
and I had 4 till half time. Again, this is a story I swear I've told 5 times on this podcast. Half time, 4 possessions. And I'm thinking, I'm better than that.
Yeah.
And we go in the team meeting, and Ross said, "Fuck, you're better than that, mate. Get involved
Next week.
Yeah, no. This is half time. Half time is like, Mick, net a lift, mate. 4. You're better than that. Come on, impact. Look at the team. Okay, I'm ready to impact, mate. Ready to run through that brick wall for you again. Team on the bench to start. No worries. I'll just let the game unfold, and then my first chance to get out there and impact, I'll get into it. So sit on the bench, 4 minutes in, the rotation's ready. I think Ballas is coming off. He's
Yeah.
steaming off. I'm like, right, ready to go. Up on the line, bouncing on the toes, electricity in the feet, ready to roll. As Ballas is getting closer, Chris Bond, the GM, goes, Mick, through the vest. I didn't even get out on the grass
That's so
to
demoralising.
impact. And I'm like, looked up. And then
Yes, flag that. I want that to go out to St Kilda and to Ross. Yes, get that.
that's what I thought of you, Russ. Only for that week did I think that of you.
Yeah.
And then when you delisted me, but
I
we're all
got
good
subbed
now.
out in my 100th. I had 3 touches after half time. That's one.
At what point did you get subbed out?
I was the third quarter, but
Yeah.
I had a shocking game. 3 touches, 100th game, subbed out.
Yeah. Was that at the Roos or the Tigs?
No rules.
Who got subbed on for you? Was it someone like Tay Garner?
Couldn't tell you.
I'll be
really.
able to find
No, I would. Yeah,
Ed
you
Vickers
find it.
Willis?
Far out with some players, didn't we? Some real
Ben
good
Jacobs
players.
came on as the sub.
I was going to say Ben Jacobs.
The Ben Jacobs game. Have you heard about the Ben Jacobs game?
No, did I play it?
No, you nor did Dill.
No.
Dill always
Dill
talks
cut the
about
oranges
this.
for him and he had 48.
In Jacobs' game, always inserts himself in the game. She goes, Ben Jacobs, I played in a game once where he had 47 possessions. And then as the story unfolds, Dill ends up saying, I was actually not, I was an emergency and I was the runner.
Do we get him in?
Any more audio? That's it. Okay.
That was the audio.
Feedback from last week. Brett, do you want to go through some of this feedback?
Yeah.
I want you to start with bottom right from Tim Matheson.
Yeah, Timmy Matheson. Top 5 Lid sayings. 1, giving me flowers. Now, I did appreciate some of that feedback. That was funny. Lid's is a florist because he's just giving flowers to everyone. My wife questioned me on that one too. Tough as woodpecker lips.
Haven't said that one for a while.
Yeah, well, I do like that one because it's like, he's hard as a cat's head. It's like, yeah, well, everyone's heard that one.
Yeah.
The Max Sports boy. Well, you got to give the shout out where you can to the boys you're looking after. For you.
Yep.
Well,
Always
that's at
good.
the end of every episode. Tune in. At 5-3.
That's good. That's a good one.
That is some top stuff there from Tim Matheson. Chuck Wood, my favourite part is when Mac always tries to speak and gets cut off. Borderline harassment. What do you think, Mac?
Nah,
Shut up, mate.
I walked in that one.
Yeah, and did Dill find out through the footy show? I think that's on selection from Sir
Sir
R. Davis.
Footy Furnace last night released the teams and found out he wasn't in.
Well, one thing I did do yesterday was I made some snag rolls and got some good feedback from our boy, Big Jakey Treacy.
Did he?
I tagged him in it deliberately, but he's like, oh my God, fuck, I could do at least half of those. And then he said, how many did you do? I said, mate, they were for the kids, but I snuck 6.
How are you finding the footy season at the moment? Rob,
I can't seem to. I keep going for North. So North are costing me most weeks. Whether I tip them to win and they lose by a couple of points, or don't think they'll get a sniff this week against Brisbane and they draw. So I'm struggling, but I'm going a bit rogue at the moment with my tipping. I'm a bit behind. So I just can't seem to get the upset. Every time I go for the upset, I seem to not get it.
This is usually our Wednesday episode, but this week North play Richmond.
Oh, it's an Nahas Cup.
Oh my God.
Nahas Cup.
Yeah.
It is the Nahas Cup.
Thanks for coming in, mate. That's
Thanks.
actually why
Appreciate that.
Yeah, we looked ahead.
Good timing.
Who will you be supporting on that given day?
Who do you have your best memories? Probably
Tiggs. More. I was such a child at Richmond.
yeah, you were.
You're a grown up at the Kangas, are you?
I was more of a grown up.
mature.
Like, there's a different level. I was an absolute child at Richmond. At North, I wasn't so much. So it's different. I was sort of 2 phases of my life more than anything. But I have a soft spot for both.
The top 10 in the world in FIFA was the Richmond.
That was my Richmond days. And then professional punter at North. So 2 different sort of...
Two things.
Did we tell the story when you first come on about your boots, forgetting your boots?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
What
All
about
dumb,
the time?
all dumb.
Yeah, the time when you bought like 2 sizes too big Gucci shoes because you didn't want your feet to look so small. Do you remember those big
Well, you've
things you
told
had?
this story. Yeah.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we covered that. Let's get into the first game, Mick.
Yeah, let's get it. Thanks, Brett. Wow, we're all the way back to Thursday night. We actually had a man on the ground in Perth for the Fremantle and Collingwood game, of which Fremantle were pretty dominant with the stats, but couldn't get the result. So Freo, 83, lost to Collingwood, 97. That's a 14-point win. 47,000 were there. Brett, you and I tipped Freo.
Yes.
And
I mean, should have had it done too.
all the stats. And Robert,
I tipped Freo.
And all the stats would suggest that tip would be correct. And old Dylan tips Collingwood and gets the result. Best players, Freo, Clark good, Bolton good, Brayshaw good, Jackson good, and Ryan good.
I'll tell you, there was 2 really good players.
Yeah, Jamie Allett kicked 6 goals, 2 or something.
Yep.
He was one.
And Jack Chris just wound back the clock. You know, that was his highest ever rated game that he's played in his entire career.
You would know, what's your highest points in the game? As in like champion data points.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
you do.
Champion data.
No, whatever you
Like for fantasy points?
Fantasy points, you know.
I don't.
You do.
I got no idea. Have you done some research?
I haven't. I don't do research.
Highest ever fantasy scores in games. We'll get this.
I reckon I'm 150 nearly.
It might be more than
Maybe
94?
140.
Was that when you were a child or you were a mature adult?
Richmond against your boys.
Dockers.
Yeah.
What year?
Oh, that was at round 20.
30 and 4.
We kicked 23 goals or something.
Don't try.
Brett, you dropped a 160 in 2012, round 8.
Oh, that was against Essendon.
I got a 1.
35, 1 goal, 2, and 10 tackles.
He remembers.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, see, I told you he knows. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, the only reason I remember that.
There's a
I won the
stat.
boomerang.
I'm pretty proud of this. I think I'm like one of only 6 Richmond players to have 30 and 4. In the history. No, in the history.
At the G?
Yeah, one of
Was that the G?
At the G, yeah. And the history of the club is pretty.
Did you win?
We won. You always go to the win.
I gave you a rundown on this game last time you were in, Rob. Yeah, 136 fantasy that day, but you had 138 the week before.
138 the week before.
No,
double 130s.
No tackles. That's why you get tackles, mate. You get big
tackles
points.
Yeah, well, they're just stoppage tackles. You know, the midfielders just
join-ins.
They just sit. That's bullshit. That's
All
not a
on top
tackle.
of.
That's not a tackle.
Anyway,
You're still adding. No, you're still adding up my score. Like 200. Oh, I'll come back.
I'll find it.
But Jack, Chris, Brett, and mid.
Yes.
So Collingwood have this thing, right, where they rest players and they're actually playing players at the moment and just fitting them in different spots when they're all fit and healthy. Chris was played on a wing most of the year. And whilst they rested a few players, Pendles and whatnot, he gets to go inside where he's naturally really good and goes and gets a job done. So I'd imagine when they come back, he just pops back out to a wing.
29.
But they know he can use him in there when
Signing all
required.
good, or did he just get rested as well? Just looked after.
He probably he put the fork in the ground and said, lads, Pendles is resting.
Yeah.
My check's resting. Who else will be resting?
Yeah.
The guy's not playing. Fuck, am I doing over here?
Yeah.
Hey, on the positional changes, Brett, would you say, like, coming through the ranks with these young kids, would versatility be one of the biggest thing? Yeah, absolutely. You find a lot with junior footy. Like, I'm coaching junior footy at the moment. We're 0 and 3, but I'm changing the kids around a lot.
Yep.
Would you say versatility would be one of the most important things you're looking at?
Yeah, and being able to actually kick and hit a target. If you can hit a target and good hands.
Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, everything. So, everything.
So what age group are you coaching?
Under 14s, but I'm under so much pressure, to be honest.
Oh, the board's coming for you.
I'm getting hammered. I'm working around having fun and learning.
Yeah.
They made the grand final last year. This year they're 0 and 3. So.
Tell you when it's easy to have fun and
when you're winning.
When you're either 0 and 0 before the season starts or you're 3 and 0.
Yeah, we're 0 and 3,
Yeah.
and they're coming for me. The parents are coming for me.
Yeah.
The pitchfork.
Are you turning up 5 minutes before training and then
No,
straight in
mate,
the car after?
No,
or?
no, I'm all over it. But I'm throwing the magnets around. And some of these kids haven't played in different positions their whole junior career.
Oh, just to keep explaining that. It's really important that you learn this. I spoke to my good friend Brett.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's what he said.
That's why I just need this vindication, really, with talking to you about this.
You could even get him down, Brett.
He doesn't want to. He lives literally around the corner. Like, he could walk.
I'm pretty sure I offered last time you were on here that I'll come down to a session.
Wednesday.
No, not this Wednesday.
No. Wednesday he's got the sweatbands on. And
Friday.
He's one-on-one basketballing with the daughters.
Nah, Friday's no good. We got rep basketball Fridays. Not for me, for my daughter.
So what day is good, Brett? We'll work around you.
Not many. No. Well done, Collingwood.
Yeah.
But all the numbers were suggesting that Freo should have got it done. So they're in. I don't know where
Barney
they're
Rubble,
at.
you reckon?
Oh, a bit of Barney, mate. Absolutely. Well, I penciled him in thinking you've got to bounce back from last week's game. You kicked 1-1 to half time against St Kilda the week before. Come and give it to me. Where are their inside 50s at? They're going down the Melbourne.
Tall?
They're going down the Melbourne track.
Too tall?
Just bombing it in.
They got Jake, they got Jai, they've got
Paddy
Luke
Voss.
Jackson, Paddy Voss. Like when Sean Darcy started, injured himself. So
Yeah. I just think they bomb and hope too much. They've got some weapons there. Let's give it a bit of direction.
Nothing wrong with
boys.
them.
I've spoken
Put
about
in
Fremantle.
advantage.
I don't think they're as well coached as they should be.
Heard it here first.
I've said it 3 times now about Freo. And
in terms of offense, or
I just think they got a really strong list. I'm not sure what's sort of happening.
the one thing I think this got exposed a little bit last week was they were the youngest side. I think in one of the rounds recently, probably on the weekend as well. But they've got some experience, but their experience, they're all like Brayshaw, Sarong, who all played 100 and something games now,
All in the one line.
Yeah. All in the one line. Yeah, that's a good point. But they don't have the Collingwood have got 15 of these guys that have played 300 or 30 plus, but they don't have any 30 pluses. Like Fife's out, Walters is out,
Very young team.
O'Meara's out as well at the moment. So maybe they're not at the top of their game, but their experience does help in
I just
moments
find it
like
weird,
that.
but it always just seems to change. The narrative changes. Too many 30-year-olds, you're too old. Not enough 30-year-olds, you got no experience. It's like they sort of just use it for whatever you
Maybe we
need.
should get some 30-year-olds down to the under 14s.
A few permits.
Couple of permits. Oh, God.
All right, Friday night, St Kilda Carlton.
159 was your highest score, by the way, Mick. Round 13, 2016. The Robbie Gray game.
Robbie Gray game. What did Robbie end up with?
Not many.
Yep, true. St Kilda Carlton.
Yes.
Brett. Friday night.
You tipped the Saints. Dylan and I picked the Blues, which... Mate,
That was stupid.
The Blues were just too good in the end, weren't they? Charlie Curnow sort of wound back the clock a little bit early in the first half, but then was well held after that. You don't often see Cal Wilkie get done in too many 1v1s, but he was, Charlie's a good player, let's be honest. Yeah. They're just a good win by Carlton, but it wasn't one that I was just like, they're on the verge of dropping into the top 8.
Two sides that you just think are just there.
Just there.
And not pushing through. What do you make of it?
It's always a disappointing weekend when Carlton win for me.
Are you still in that group chat?
Yeah, I am. And they've been very quiet. And then obviously when they get the win, they won 4 out of 5. So I've been quiet for the last month. But I think Carlton.
Other than the Geelong one though, like they've been sides.
Well, they beat Geelong.
Well below, but other than the Geelong game.
No, I'm saying, but they always beat Geelong. They've beaten them last 2 times, beaten the West Coast. They won what? They've beaten West Coast twice, North twice, and Geelong twice, and now St Kilda. The first team they've beaten in 20 weeks, different team.
What did you make of the Marshall DeConning contest, Mickey?
I thought it was probably
pretty even.
Yeah, pretty even. That was probably the highlight of the match. It wasn't a really aesthetically pleasing match, but those two going at it was good. Well, I think there was a little bit in the drama of DeConning
about to go there
unsigned, and there's a bit of, I think he would be happy to have that game behind him. The Saints probably, and I heard this morning driving in. Just don't bat deep enough in terms of the midfield battle. It was Steele Cripps, pretty good matchup. It was Hewitt McRae, again, pretty good matchup. But then for St Kilda, it drops off. Garcia, Boxall, who's playing his second game. Whoever else is going
Darcy
through that.
Wilson goes through the wings.
A little bit. Whereas it's Walsh, it's Chera. The Carlton names just bat a little bit deeper than what St Kilda do at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, they're two best players, in my opinion, the Saints are Wanganeen Malia and Jack Sinclair off half-back.
Would he be the best kick in the AFL, Malia?
Yeah.
He's phenomenal, isn't he?
Without going too deep
I think Dacos and then him.
Yep.
We'll just give Dill a quick call because I think the St Kilda game is one he would like to have a say on. Potentially.
If that was a good feeling he didn't watch it.
The new host?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Go again.
Is this a new host?
Yeah, doing a fantastic job. Brett's here.
Oh, g'day, Brett.
Oh, g'day, DB. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very
I'm
much.
here too.
Just the two.
He's still figuring out how to talk close to the microphone, isn't he?
Am I?
Oh, yeah.
You're getting better, mate. You're getting better.
Matt's really good at it.
Yeah, shut up.
Hey, you sound exhausted, mate.
Mate, I've actually been it's been great. Mum's doing an amazing job and Annie's doing a fantastic, she's, doing everything she needs to do. I'm just chilling out here.
So what the fuck are you doing? Why are you here? I'm loving having Nahas here, by the way.
I'm just supporting, mate. As you know, it's 2 people to raise a child and
Weak as piss.
we're having a lot of fun. So I'll be back there on Wednesday. And sometimes it's good, mate, when, it's like when they rest a few players, when Collingwood went over to Fremantle. A few other blokes step up, get it done.
Who stepped up on the weekend for Collingwood?
Oh, Shooter Schultz.
Yeah.
He was good.
Who else?
He knocked himself out. And
Even though we're going to
Jamie
talk about
Hallett
the
was
other
good.
game.
Mate, I've just been watching footy flat stick.
Yeah.
Being a real dad. What about the Carlton St Kilda game, mate? Give us your thoughts on the Saints.
Carlton St Kilda game. Let me just refresh myself on that one. That one was a pretty shit game, wasn't it? That's pretty boring.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I watched Mickey's Rouge yesterday. That was a close one, Mick.
We haven't got to that game
We're
yet,
not
mate.
there yet. And
Okay.
I don't want your opinion on it, to be honest.
Can I just tell you something?
You can. I'll disregard it.
Chom was huge in the last quarter, so give him some flowers.
I've already spoken to the florist.
Give him some flowers, and he was as tough as woodpecker lips. Absolutely.
He was tough as woodpecker lips, and he needs to get to the florist or ASAP. There's
Sorted.
plenty of flowers to give around.
Sorted.
My boy Constanti.
Jacob.
Can you just Jacob, like,
Feedback.
mate? Has he been watching my clips from 2011, just running and just bombing the footy? Mate, chain out of the stoppage, and you boys win the game. Like, I'd be sending him back on the first flight up to Sydney, up to the Neefle. After that,
Not your best. You got anything for Nahas? You got anything for the Dill? Anything you want to discuss? Maybe the 0-3 start for the under-14s.
Yeah. Well, yeah. in a bit of trouble at East
Get him
Melbourne
down.
Knights. Yeah, can you come down? I was asked Brett to come down. He said he's busy for the next month.
Mate, I'll get down there. You've been helping us out as a solid. I'll make sure I get down there for sure.
Yeah, maybe bring Matt
tell you,
Mack.
Robbie-
Maybe you can play some of the under 14s in the square.
Wouldn't get a touch.
You know Robbie, you know what I have been using while I've been
Oh,
staying in
thank
hospital?
God. Yes, I'm about to plug it. Mac doesn't reckon it's any good.
Bit of Richard wash. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, mate. Much appreciated.
Peel that in out the back, mate.
It's been good,
Yeah,
eh?
you can't crack a window, so things are getting pretty hot and steamy in this room. So I've just been washing the Richard, and it's all been going well.
Fantastic. Thanks for the plug,
We
mate.
better let you get back to it, yeah? Anything else from you?
Oh, man, I'm happy to stay around. What's going on?
Just leave him on
All right,
speaker.
Melbourne Hawthorn, what do you think of that match?
Nah, shit, yes. All right, I'll see you later.
He sounds so relaxed.
Yeah, well, in his defence, there's not a lot you can do early days. The baby sleeps and gets up for a feed, and you might get a little cuddle. People come in and out. And
Max is around there. Like, what's...
Max is
he's
probably
got-
he's with the grandparents, I would have thought. Yeah, that's what we did with our kids when we have the second and third. Wait till he has a third if he does.
Melbourne, 7 goals, 14-56. Jeez, you know what that tells me, Brett? Bad kicking.
Bad football.
13-91, the Hawks. Sam Mitchell told the lads at three-quarter time, you heard this?
Yep.
Brought him in. Again, maybe take this to the under-14s. Guys, you're boring me. He said, you're boring me. Let's fucking open it up and change some angles and get some handball receives. And last quarter, they win the last quarter by whatever they win the match by because it was even at three-quarter time, Brett.
Yeah. I thought they just put the foot down, didn't they, really? And Melbourne not quite strong enough to be able to continue to go. I'll tell you who I was impressed with, and I'm not giving flowers. I'm giving sticks. Harvey Langford.
Keep going with the flowers, mate.
I thought he was terrific for a young player. And he kicked one of their first goals, I reckon, for the D's, but then ends up with 3 and 22. His ability just to get from contest to contest is as good as some of their other more experienced. Clayton Oliver played a tagging role on John Newcomb.
Throwing the magnets around.
Yeah, just giving him a new
You ever
role.
tagged?
Yeah, I did.
You tagged me one game.
And I actually nearly got dropped way back in 2009 when Jade came in. And he said, mate, we're not sure whether we're going to play you or Alex Rance. And I was
I
like,
remember this. I actually do remember this.
You would have taken that well.
He cracked the shit to a week. Did not
Mate,
talk to anyone.
I tell you, if I was out that week, I was out of the club the next year.
Yeah.
Because I was out of contract.
What do you mean you were Alex Rance? Like,
Well, Rancy was just
position.
No, Rancy was a tagger. Like they couldn't find a spot where because he started forward.
Rancy was poor early on. That's fair to say. Like
by his own admission.
Yeah,
I reckon I played it against him like for Werribee versus Coburg, so that would suggest he's...
Yeah, no, he was in and out a lot, and he couldn't find his place. But then
Played
Lepper came in 2010 and started to change the way he went about as a key back.
and then obviously we know how good he turned out.
Yeah,
to
truth be told, I have played as a tagger and, ended up winning the best and fairest.
I reckon 2019 Coburg side...
Not
2009 Coburg side, aligned with Richmond.
Yep.
Had some names filtering through it.
Yeah, would have. 09,
Rance.
Richo actually did his hammy and that was the end of it.
So Rich had to come back through the twos.
Yeah, Cuz would have been there at one stage.
They were kind of more minutes.
Yes, 09 he was there.
So minutes.
He was.
They would have had to get their minutes, right? But players that genuinely played a lot of VFL footy, Jack Rewald
Yep.
played a lot of VFL footy, and Alex Rance.
Jay Schultz.
Jay Schultz.
Pets would have played a bit, I reckon.
Yeah, Pets at some stage. Greg Tivendale played a lot there.
Yeah,
and
now you're starting to talk about guys that probably should be playing in the twos. But I'm talking like Rewald, Rance.
Well, they were pups, mate. They were.
That was my first year.
They were only.
Nahas.
No, I didn't play.
Never put the Coburg jersey on.
I did, but that year I played 20 games in my first year.
Those blokes were still cutting their teeth, and when Richardson was playing, Rewalt was struggling, so to speak.
So the Hawks get the job done. They named 7 players in the best, which always means good team performance.
Good team performance.
Langford and Jake Bowie, the top 2 players there for Melbourne. I think Jake Bowie at the moment is an All-Australian halfback.
I heard Rewalt call him the general of the Melbourne defence. How would you go? Would you describe Jake Bowie as a general?
Not happy with it?
Hey,
Not happy with it?
General is
he's
more-
a pygmy, mate. He's 174.
What's the height got to do with anything?
Yeah.
Well, I'd Stephen May, if I think of.
But what's height got to do with him being a general?
Because you've got a
wasn't
bloke who's played over
Wasn't
200.
Napoleon about this big?
Oh, mate, he's not even 100 games into his career, and you're calling him the general.
I'm not calling him anything, but I don't know why he went to height for the one reason why he can't be the general.
Physical
Oh, you need to be big,
prowess
do ya?
to be a general. I'm with Brett on this one.
I don't agree.
I think the key back has to be a general.
I don't agree.
A little bloke getting his knickers in a knot about it, of course.
I just love how you went to height for first.
No, it wasn't. It was
You did. That was your first point. Anyway.
scrap that.
Yeah.
Don't scrap
Melbourne
that.
Hawks.
Do not scrap that.
So Melbourne, what are you making? Can they rally? Are they playing good enough?
Don't
No,
think
they're
so.
not.
Oh, I think they're thereabouts, and I don't think they have to rely. Max Gorn's been off his tits the last 4 or 5 weeks,
Like playing well.
playing very well. Yeah,
So to clarify that.
yeah. Well, you serious?
Off his tits.
Okay. You didn't use that over in Freo? Still catching up?
Yeah, usually after hours down on the strip in Fremantle.
Yeah. He's playing very, very well.
Pickett played well.
Didn't see enough of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Petrarca was good.
I didn't see this game. I was playing footy.
Nor did I. I was on the plane, so we've done well to fill some time. Mac, you would have been
No, we
finished
play-
Surrey Park Reserves by then.
What time did they start?
120.
I would have been like the fourth quarter. No, I wasn't getting straight off the.
Well, yeah, it would just been after half time for you.
Side
Yeah.
point: what the fixture comes out soon for the last however many games of the year.
This week, I think.
What is the what nowadays is the graveyard shift in terms of AFL? I think this slot, the Saturday 1:20,
Best time to play.
Oh, best time.
a great time to play.
Yeah.
No, I'm not disputing that, but I think the broadcasters don't like it. They'll start to lump games in here.
They like the 3:20, don't they? Right, and leading into the news.
Yeah, 3:20 Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's one of their what Channel 7 claim as their marquee game.
Yeah.
as well as obviously your Friday nights.
Thursday night.
Yeah,
Anyway, probably getting a little bit political. Sorry about that. So, didn't watch much of Melbourne Hawthorn. Melbourne, not at the moment. Hawks are just doing the job. Warple, best on ground. A little bit of a watch there.
yeah.
Max
out of
Osborne?
contract.
Is he
he's not.
going?
I don't know. You'd have to think that if they attract someone, and they've thrown their hat in the ring for a few players, the Hawks. I don't know.
By who?
Oh, I'm just hearing names. Like,
hearing things.
I obviously met with Oscar Allen.
We'll get there.
Yeah, there's other players that I'm hearing. Harley Reid's good mates with Nick Watson that I've heard his name bandied around a
Good
bit.
mates.
Yeah.
Baseline footy stuff. Yeah, all that.
Leaving from
Goes a little
Hawthorn,
bit deeper than that, but that's
going from Hawthorn to Geelong or Geelong to Hawthorn, that's like one of the worst. Like in the AFL, if you were to go to a different
Adelaide
team,
to Port Adelaide?
Adelaide, Port Adelaide, West
Geelong
Coast.
to Hawthorn.
I reckon they got. Yeah, I reckon
Oh,
Geelong
the
to
rivalry.
The rivalry.
Yeah.
I reckon it's be like.
Yeah.
but he's from down that way, so it's.
I'm just more talking about how much like when Smith went to the Cats. That was big. You
reckon?
Yeah, I think
near the end of his career.
just more for the fact that those two teams, I think, have a bit of a.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, he went there to be the general, in fairness to him.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he's tall enough to be the general, Brett. Is he tall enough? That's the main thing. You've got to be tall enough.
And again, Isaac Smith, I'm not associating with the word general.
Nah.
With his physique, he's like toothpicks.
I'm gonna back
Noodles.
Jack in. I reckon he's right, Jack.
You like Jake Bowie, do you? Yeah.
I don't know, but I just hate the fact that you said he's not tall enough.
All right, small
Robin
men
Nahas,
looking up
mate.
to small men. Essendon and
Dwarfs.
Sydney, we all tip the Swans, and we keep falling into that trap. Have they only won 2 games for the year? Or
Yeah.
3?
Two.
They're
Oh,
three.
no,
They've won the
three.
same amount of games as Richmond.
Yeah, yeah.
Richmond won 3 games.
They knocked over the Giants last week, so we got seduced into that, and we're like, oh, right, the Swans, they're back. Maybe they can compete for long enough. Then they come out and arguably should have won the game, though. Guy did this game for ABC.
You were there?
One of my
This
boys,
one.
one of my Max Sports boys for another top 5 comment. Archer Day Wicks made his debut. I was down the rooms.
You were down the
pre-game.
rooms?
One of the, Matty Clinch, the caller, was like, oh, what was it like? I was like, mate, the same as it was for every other game that was pre-game. It's just like, it's not that exciting.
Crisscross handball. Few agility ladders.
But great to see him get his jumper presented to him. His old boy got a bit emotional. 6th pick in the rookie draft, so done it a little bit the harder way. But yeah, he kicked the goal in his first game, which is really good.
Who presented the jumper? Paul Barnard?
Nah, Chris Heffernan. Yeah,
That was going to be my next guess.
was it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul Barnard.
Remember Chris Heffernan?
I do.
Long sleeves?
Long sleeves.
26, number 26.
Yep.
Good numbers, aren't you, Brett?
But yeah, Sydney, poor kicking again is poor football, Mick. They had plenty of opportunities. I reckon McInerney had a couple of opportunities late in the game.
Francis.
Francis, from the top of the goal square, booted out of bounds.
Done that
Kicked the
before.
point.
Done
Can you get
that
an
before.
expected score on this game?
Expected score.
The expected
Do you
score.
guys use that often?
No.
Only if you lose and they're like, boys, hey, keep your chins up.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's one
The
of those.
expected
Or if you
score
draw.
ladder is the same as the real ladder. 8 goals, 15. So you were there, Brett.
Yep.
So Sydney should have won this game.
Well, Essendon, Sydney just played, if I was Dean Cox, I would have been saying to the Swans, you're boring me. Because the Swans play very slow and careful.
He looked
mark.
animated quarter time, half time.
Yeah, did he? Right.
Well, quarter time animated, half time. Do you remember the old school come into the sheds and you'd usually sit in your lines? No, straight in the room.
Oh, yeah, that's never good.
Again, something maybe we can consider down at the
14s.
Oxford Knights.
I'm ready to spray them, I think.
Yeah.
They're going to cop it this week. Can you spray 14-year-olds?
You can give him a clip.
Can you give them a clip? I'm scared to give them a clip. I don't want to give them a clip. They're great kids, but I'm just don't know.
Start with that. Look, not personal, great kids. But
I'm giving up my time.
go harder.
Yeah. I don't know whether you like football.
They do like football. APS,
Expected
AGS
score?
boys.
Look, I like it.
Saying here, Essendon 59, Sydney 72.
That would be it, yeah. Because Essendon have kicked straight, made the most of their opportunities. Essendon are an interesting side. They've kind of, sides that if you're in 4 or 5 close games and, the law of averages would say if you're in 4 close games, you might win 2, you lose 2. It feels like Essendon are in a lot of these close games. If they're in 4 or 5 close games, they're winning the 4 or 5
They're
close
just
games.
they're just getting over the line, aren't they? Well, I think their percentage would probably suggest that. They're at 90%. Carlton at 110. Fremantle 95. St Kilda 93. Even the Swans are at 96, way down in 14th. So they are getting those close wins. They nutted you boys last week.
That's it.
I was waiting for you to jump back in, but
No, I was just reading.
yeah, sweet. It was a game where I think that the Dons, they'd be really happy with that, but Sydney would be disappointed that they just got too many injuries to key players. The Swans,
Yeah.
I think their front half is depleted, and
How many are they missing from the
Goulden
grand final?
and Paddy Mills means that they're struggling because their depth's been tested.
Yeah. Did you just say Paddy Mills?
Callum Mills.
Callum Mills.
Brett doesn't get anything wrong.
I'm
Have you
hearing
not?
things.
Have you not?
I'm hearing things. I'm not.
How long
I've
have you
lost
worked?
it.
How long have you worked with him?
Lost
I
how
don't
to
think he's
speak.
ever said anything wrong.
No, he hasn't. And if he
And
does,
I will not admit it if I do.
All right, so we all tipped the Swans, which, as I said off the top, the Bombers just keep finding ways to win. Swans in a little bit of trouble. 2 Saturday night football games on the weekend, which were both crackers.
Yes.
So 2 Saturday nighters into the 3 Sunday games, which were all pretty good as well. We start at TIO Stadium. The Suns just do not lose up there.
They don't.
They go up there, and it's nearly a cheat code that they're just like, they make it even slipperier than it usually is on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And they get the result. Dogs came late, but the Suns hold on.
I'm pretty sure in my office tipping I tipped the Suns, but here I've tipped the Dogs, the Borrises. I'm not really sure why.
Each way, Brett.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
Well, not really. But they're impressive up there, aren't they? The Suns, like they just keep finding the way, and the Dogs they're going really well with the injuries and that they've had. You add back in Sam Darcy and
Waitman,
Waitman,
played all year.
Trelaw.
Trelaw doesn't know the card.
No, that's.
Have you reached out?
I have through one of my boys.
Have you really?
I just said if he wants to have a chat about where he's at and
Carbs.
whatever else. Truth be known, I think I told this last week that we tried to get Adam Trelaw to our.
Yeah.
No, I told I was on radio.
No, you told it here.
I do it? Yeah, we tried to get Ad Trelaw to the club.
To Richmond, but who was sledging him?
Grigger. Grigger was giving it to him when we played against him and tried to wrestle him. That wasn't the reason, but he's mate. The fellow calf crew, you got to look out for those boys, and you know how hard it can be because they come from nowhere. And I'm just fingers crossed that he hasn't redone it because I've never had tightness and then no, that's a bit tight. I should not play.
Someone had a 1 week calf last week. Can't remember.
Do you have many soft tissues?
Not really. No, just bones.
Poor Brett. Brett did.
Yeah.
Just bones.
Yeah.
It's a
I
quick
didn't drink enough
versus-
milk.
Quick. I was
Brett
quick.
didn't do
I
enough
don't have
calf
soft
raises.
tissues.
You didn't really work that hard, though.
I thought that was pretty good. I didn't get the.
What happened?
I said I didn't drink enough milk. You didn't do enough calf raises.
Brett reckons I didn't work hard enough to get soft tissue.
That was good as well. That trumps mine.
That's
Got
bullshit.
tendonitis in the thumbs.
He hated it because he's just like, you fucking asshole. And you're just like, yeah, probably fair.
Yeah, it's fair. You talk about graveyard times. I reckon the Saturday night game. I'm out Saturday night. I'm not watching footy.
family, 3 kids.
Yeah.
That's Brett's prime slot to put the kids to bed.
I don't think I've watched
Where'd you- what did you
I don't
do?
think I've watched 1 minute of a Saturday
What did
night
you do
game.
Saturday night? Maybe it's on the TVs at the Emerson.
You had a gem rock, were you, mate? With a
No, I haven't stayed
They
back
had-
for a
they had the
function
ball,
yet.
did they?
No, we had the auction the week before. I went for the most, by the way. I was, what did I do Saturday? I went for dinner. I was at the Botanical. I love the Botanical. And then Francois afterwards for a bit.
Who'd you go to Botanical with?
Just a mate.
what was their name?
Anyone?
No, just a mate.
Wasn't Sean Grigg, was it?
No, it wasn't Greg. I mean,
Was it
Greg, I
Dusty,
don't-
was it?
No, Dusty's in New Zealand.
As the Redwoods, was it?
Azza's playing at Reservoir.
Was
He's
it
still got
Dan
it.
Connors?
He's gone well, Dan Connors, by the way. Well done, Dan.
All right, another game, the
good
showdown. The showdown. Port Adelaide, Adelaide. It was the Port Adelaide home game, and you know that why? He won't know it because he didn't
Yeah.
watch it. What jumper do you reckon they wore?
I don't know.
You did
Who? Port Adelaide?
Port Adelaide?
The old school lightning bolt?
No.
No.
Keep going. Next guess.
I'm not guessing. What are we?
Prison bars.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
They pull out-
Right up Collingwood's ass, that one. I love
Yeah,
that.
they pull that once a year.
Yeah, just to piss Collingwood off. Love it.
You've been condescending.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide 12-12-84. Adelaide 13-11-89. Adelaide had this one all parcelled up for most of the night. Then Port Adelaide just kept coming and
they
coming and
did.
coming and had opportunities late to steal it.
Yeah. Connor Rosey, the showdown medalist, he was terrific. Yeah, but I've actually liked his role off halfback. I think he had something a little bit different there that they've lost since Dan Houston obviously took off. And he can.
What a position, halfback. Oh, God. It's just the best position
Yeah.
in the world.
I don't. You shouldn't be surprised though that he's a good player because he can find the footy in the midfield. So if you go to halfback where the game's
Easy.
easier.
They tried
But
to
he
put
hasn't
Neil
really had
Bullen.
a
They
run.
put Neil Bullen to him and he's still kind of,
Did they?
yeah,
Yeah, right.
early on.
I heard someone talking about him coming off the ground, and they were saying he'd run himself into the ground.
Rosey?
Yeah. So he's obviously working really hard.
Which
Yeah.
I can see you. I'm not. Do you think I can't see you? My vision's great. I can see you.
Yeah.
See the nose.
I worked hard.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, downhill towards goals. Bergman was terrific on Jordan Dawson. I tipped Dawson to win the medal, but
Soon as Miller,
he put the clamps on.
Miles Bergman, so I went to
Miles. Yeah. He's out of contract too, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He signed a 2-year a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So I think he's out of contract.
Or
so.
either that or he's just looking
feels
at
like Miles Bergman's been around for a long time. How
Does.
many years do you reckon he's played for?
He'd be coming up to free agency, I would have thought.
No, he's played his 5th year.
Oh, is it fifth?
Feels like he's been there for 10.
Yeah. He's beautiful size, great kick, fit, strong, and like what do you keep him?
Works hard.
Yeah, well,
Hey, Brett, sorry, just with your players that you manage, how often do you call them and give them advice?
Thought about this during the week.
Like, are you, because you're obviously pretty good at football. Hey, that torpedo you kicked was unreal too.
you like that?
I just saw it. It popped up. What
haven't seen it. Can you play
the
it?
run and carry.
Can you
Oh,
show
not
me?
my phone's broken. I
Your phone is
smashed it. The run and carry. You actually started at.
I started the chain.
a half back. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Talk slow.
how many players would you call up during the week going, this is what I used to do? Maybe take it on board.
Yeah.
Do you do it?
Nah.
Ever?
Nah.
You don't call them. So you don't call any
I use my example because it's easy to tell a story and make them.
Do you show them highlights?
Never.
And go,
yeah.
have a look. This is what, if
Hey.
you listen to me, this is how good you can become.
Yeah, big salt, mate. I never really played centre half back, but come down,
Clench it.
yeah, punch it, and then just run off a little bit. You know, like it's
Yeah.
No, mate.
Bull.
Yeah, bull. If you just want wear the long sleeves like that, tick.
Yeah. We'll get to that game, obviously, at the back end. Bull playing very well.
Yeah, he is.
Like, keep going. Have you called him lately, though?
Yes.
There it is.
So I just want to
Starting
know.
play well.
No,
Brett calls
even
him.
when he's not playing well, I'm talking to my boys weekly, if not fortnightly, to check in, make sure that they're going okay. Because it's, mate, you want to hear from your manager and you want to know that they're one, watching, two, caring, and what else can I help you with?
Would you have struggled to manage me? Would you? How would you have gone? How would you have gone?
Oh, mate. Well, I played
You
with
tried to manage
I
me.
tried to manage you, yes, when I was playing with you.
For free?
Yes. I cared a lot about this bloke. If
Well, you
the
still
people
do.
aren't listening, or are
we've
listening.
become such good mates. Thank you. Appreciate it.
One of the best for me, little mate. I used to ring him on our off season. Right, mate, come for a run. What time? 7. Let's get it done. Not too early. What about 10?
Oh, we're just going to call Gilligan. Hey, mate,
Boy, how are you?
best players for Adelaide. I can't pronounce his first player. Best Adelaide. Keep forward.
That'd be Tilthorpe.
Yeah, no worries. See you, mate.
Oh, bang.
So Tilthorpe.
Yes.
best on for Adelaide, Fogarty. So the big boys getting it done up front.
Yeah.
Then our man Keezer. He just
Gets
doesn't
it
go
done.
away, doesn't die.
Ben Cleans.
Doesn't die.
See Mark Keane's mark at the end?
Let's talk that. Need to give, genuinely, I'll say this sincerely, need to give Mark Keane his flowers with that mark. You wouldn't have seen it because you're at the Botanical in Jefferson into Osborne. But Sunday morning, you can watch the shows on Sunday.
Recovering from Saturday. Who's getting up?
Keane went back with the fly.
Yes.
Like that was,
Yep.
like it's nearly, the way I would describe that was courageous. But it's like he's Irish and hasn't been playing footy long enough to know
Well, I could get out
what was going to come.
Yeah.
Like went back like fully off balance. Not like he had any
Opened up.
Not like he had any support through his legs or could arc his back. He was just going back, falling straight back, arms behind head, bang, mark, game-saving mark. Had a great interview on our friends KO after the game, talking about all the games go back into Ireland apart from the one that was played on the weekend. He's going to try and tell all his mates he took that mark and they're not going to believe him. So give him his flowers. That was a terrific mark. In our new segment, give a player some flowers.
Yep. Yeah. Top 5.
What is the top 5 this week?
We haven't come up with that yet.
It's on the rundown,
It's
mate.
on the
Just
running.
if you read it.
Calm. Yeah. Read it Sunday night, mate.
I've been quiet today, Mac. I'm not liking it.
Nah, I also was not here on Saturday night watching the footy.
What were you doing?
I was just with the footy boys and the footy
He was
girls.
hanging around the club after the game.
Yeah.
With the footy girls.
It was Ladies' Day. And, you know, they do this thing at Ladies' Day where, like, it's like a raffle and everybody gets a player. And if, like, your player in the 1s and 2s gets best on, you win a prize. And if your player kicks the first goal. So I thought I'd better buy the girl who got me a drink because I felt bad. Like, imagine, you're like, fuck, I got Mac. Like, he's not kicking a goal. He's not getting the best. Also, actually, I was looking in the group chat because
I love this.
I didn't actually really remember it until Sunday. How's Mick just at about 11:30 on Saturday night just sending in my Play HQ stats into our group chat? I was like, what the fuck? Like, fair enough. But it just says, like, played 14, best on 0, goal 0.
Not even best on. The best players refers to best 6.
Yeah.
I'm a system player. I'm not going to be in your best 6.
System player. I love
Probably
it.
not in your bottom.
So
Actually, I'm
you're
definitely
out
in
there
your bottom
painting the
6.
fence, mate. You're just keeping the width for
That
everyone
was my
else.
Saturday night. I
I'm
was
doing the stuff people don't want to do, you know?
scrolling Play HQ searching players and got to Surrey Park.
Yeah. Sorry, Park
Mac
Panthers.
Kelly, 14 games, 0 mentions in the best. Hey, let's move to Sunday. Turned into a sneaky good game this. 17th, or not 7, I shouldn't say 7, 18th versus whatever Richmond are, 15th, 14th,
Yeah,
going
it
pretty
took
well.
me back to 2010 when we weren't going that great. Neither were West Coast. Jack kicked 10 that day, actually.
30,000 got there.
Yeah.
Richmond at 11-15, 81. West Coast at 11-30. It looked early as if Richmond were just going to dominate this game and West Coast is like, oh, how are we going? But to their credit, dug in, got to work at contests and clearance, so scored a lot of goals from stoppage.
Yep.
And got after it. Harley Reid, I thought, had some impact.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Baker against his old side did well. Graham as well against his old side did some stuff.
Yep.
But the Tigers hold on.
They did, yeah.
Sorry.
Go, mate. Shoot.
Chase down tackle. Oh, you would have been filthy if you didn't get that handball.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Did you see that?
Tommy Gross. Trying.
Young kid. He got caught
The
about
eyes
3 or
lit
4
up and he was
times.
like,
Did you have someone give hands?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, a couple. And you can see Minnie's reaction. He's just like, handball. And he's just like punched the...
Oh, he was running into the 50. He had
Yeah.
He had Ryan leading up at him. He had a handball about 10 metres in front of him. They could have worked it into an easy goal.
Could have been the match winner, but ended up...
the speed. Who chased him down?
Tommy Brown.
Jeez, he was quick. You manage him?
Nah. He's a Shep boy.
He's from Maroubra. Yeah.
His old man played for Geelong.
Again, I didn't see much of the game, nor this. I've seen the clip of the rundown tackle, but heard his comments after the game that he'd missed moments before he'd missed a body spoil, and he was like, straight away, when you do something bad in a game, what do your guys go back to?
Straight to the review.
What's going to happen on Monday? Who's going to show review? So I've just got to make up for this. He's chased down, bang.
Isn't that a problem, that right there? You're playing a game of footy, you make a mistake, and the first thing you think about, that's going to be on the vision. So you coaches need to rein it in a bit, I
Yeah,
think.
that's fair. That's fair. You're a coach.
Yeah.
I've got no vision.
Maybe a little bit of vision.
Maybe I need some
feedback.
vision.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to know what's going to be on the review.
You need some
Where do
notes.
I start dropping players? Where do I start?
Where a camera on your head?
Do you reckon I start dropping players?
How many you got to pick from?
We got about 80 in the under 14s.
Holy shit balls.
Obviously, we've got four teams.
Oh, yeah.
But
So you're coaching the ones?
Yeah,
Under 14s?
ones. And then it's a bit fluid, so I can move kids up and down. You reckon
Do people go up and down much, or is it pretty like?
Are you the first team or are you the
first team? Yeah. No, yes, they can. And I can move guys from.
Has anyone gone back?
I've brought one kid up.
Come to the boot of my car, mate.
Yeah, I've brought one kid up, but I haven't brought anyone down yet. I've had a couple of injuries.
Yeah.
You should bring a deck chair, 2 deck chairs. Sit them, mate, just come here. I just want to give you some feedback. Hey, great effort, but you're going back to the teams this week.
Maybe I do. Maybe I need to put a bit of fear of God into them.
Has anyone ever played 3s and then 1s in the same season?
Oh, it's my first year. I would assume so. Yeah, I reckon they would have.
We had plenty of guys at school play 1s and 3s in the same year. We didn't go very well, but
That would suggest that.
Yeah.
The lead changed 15 times in this game, Mick. So topsy-turvy, back and forth. Not one you'd probably go back and watch too often unless you're an avid supporter of both those clubs. But
Unless you're Tom Brown.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Mate,
Well, he only
speed.
needs to watch that.
Last bit.
I feel flat for Minnie because it was a real chance for him to get his first win, but also happy for the old mob to get their third win of the season.
I don't know how this guy. I see Jamie Cripps has kicked 3, right? And I saw him early in the game do some little fingernail plays, set up a couple of goals. Whoever's doing the best there at West Coast, you could have put a 6-player in Cripps because he's kicked 3, he set up a couple, he's a heart and soul player.
He's a half forward. It's too hard. Like you kick 3, you don't get in the best. You don't get a kick, you get dropped. You get dropped.
We said the best is a joke. Don't read into it.
Yeah, except I think they do it really well.
I didn't get in the best on the weekend.
Right. It's probably in those 14 games a few times. Nah, actually, that's not true. I've never been near it.
Lockie Schultz won the medal in one of those games.
I didn't get the best. Carlton, Collingwood.
Yeah, but 2 goals won, 7 tackles and 17 touches. And Cripps is 3 goals won, 15. What? Because it's not hyped up as a huge game.
Who was wasn't there someone that vetoed the Norm Smith or something or
it was the Glendinning Allen medal.
It was just the Glendinning.
That would not happen in modern
Ross
day society.
Glendinning, I don't know who won it, but got the votes from the Derby. He's like, Ross Glendanning's announcing it. He's like, don't agree with that. Got up there. Might say, Paul Hazelby's won it. The winner of the Ross Glendinning medal, Chris Judd. So the votes were whoever.
Yeah.
You figure out who that.
Ashley Sampi got it taken off him.
Oh, actually, and who they give it to? Chris Judd. And then remember the Melbourne Richmond game recently? The lady got up and goes, and the winner is Christian. They didn't know if it was Salem or Petrarca.
What happened?
That was the Anzac
I think
Eve
it was
one.
meant to be Salem. There was word that it was Salem.
Yeah.
Salem. But they gave it to Petrarca.
Oh, right.
Can you get that audio up for me, Mac? Just go, the winner is Christian.
The winner
Petrarca.
is Sydney.
Michael Gardner got awarded it by Glendinning.
And Big Show would have rolled out, chest popped.
Good man, Michael Gardner.
Big show.
So anything else on this game?
No,
Dill
too
tip
much
West Coast, we tip Richmond. We got the result. Cripps should have been the best. Brown did the rundown tackle, and coaches should stop doing vision for the review.
Yes.
Easy.
It's the best. I'd love to be able to track down and get an interview with one of the people who does the best in the AFL. Get him on the show.
It's
You got a real bone to
afl.com.au
pick here, aren't you? Like, there's a
I
couple.
just love to say, hey, like, what the fuck? What he's doing. And see if it reflects on local footy as well.
That's where it's
Wear
coming
your
at.
lanyard and go up there into the media centre and sit down and watch the game with them and see what happens.
What we should do, we should get Mac. We'll get him a guest pass in the media centre. We'll get him to do a report, and he
Do
can
you
do
make
the
up a lot of
guests.
your special comments? Like, because I know you would be. I remember speaking to Richo. Richo reckons sometimes he's not paying attention, and they throw to him, and he's sort of just got to make something up.
Well, mate, if you've
Sorry,
got
Richo.
something going on, well, it is bad when you do that, but you're sort of like, Ed Murph.
Did you see anything? What did you see?
Yeah, you got to come in with, that was a really good. I'm just looking for the replay and just pad for a little bit. Yeah. It's not you're not picking up everything because I can be watching the other end where I've got a player doing something and then someone else has made a tackle or
Yeah, what is your go-to bailout? You know,
you've
what's
gotta
your
have a
go-to
bailout.
get out of jail when they ask you?
I'll go back to a play that I saw a few minutes ago and thought, man, just going back to that play. I just wanted to bring it back to that. Really
got
enjoyed
something
that. Yeah. Or I'll make it about myself somehow.
Last game of the round.
No, second last.
Second last. Yeah,
Geelong.
good game. Geelong, GWS. GWS keep getting it done at GMHBA.
They do.
Brett used to play at the Giants.
Yes.
What do they do? What's in the water? Leon
I don't
Cameron
know.
used
It
to
was
do
after I
Kingsley,
left.
Kingsley's sorting them out down in Geelong.
Yeah.
Can't say chances
Can I
to
read
win.
us some feedback? We got someone wrote. He wrote Keegan. Is that Hawth? How'd you say it last
Yeah,
name?
we've read this guy before.
Jack Buckley on danger. Wrong measurements? Question mark. Was Cameron on his knees? Yeah. Well.
Wrong matchup. Should have been Jeremy
But
Cameron.
he was terrific,
Or
though,
Shannon
Jack
Neal.
Buckley. Jack Buckley was huge on
Danger.
and Iden, he was pretty good too. Had a couple of really big spoils, and Sammy Taylor just keeps getting it done. Like he's a star.
gun.
But ultimately, they should have won. Probably Geelong. They had 31 shots, few out of bounds on the full, and
Should have won what expected score, maybe.
it would have been huge. Yeah, if you can get that up, Link. Jesse Hogan. I'm giving 2 bunches of flowers to him. 7 goals, 1 and 22. Like that is a day. How that's only 133 rank. I don't.
I bet you he doesn't
No
get 3
tackles.
votes in this
2
game.
tackles.
I bet you he doesn't get 3 Brownlow votes.
Who would then?
I don't know. He's not a midfielder.
Oh, Tom Green had 37.
I bet
Bailey
you-
Smith had 35
He-
and 10 tackles.
Yeah, Geelong expected score 111.1 somehow.
0.1?
Yeah, you get 0.1 in expected scores. And GWS 97.2.
Oh, yeah. That's
Take
ridiculous.
that one to
Champion data. Yeah.
Really liking Bailey Smith. I like his personality. I like the fact that he doesn't care.
He
I rate
strikes,
it.
he strikes
I
me
rate
as one
it.
of your sort of blokes.
Oh, I just rate it. Like I'm so sick
of a
of these
scallywag.
vanilla footballers. Don't want to say anything. Don't. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
what did you do every time you stepped up in front of the mic, mate? You towed the line like every other bloke.
Agreed.
role player.
I'm not saying I like the fact that he isn't, and I sort of look back now and think I wish I was like, but I wasn't.
And we wouldn't have accepted that back then,
But I
mate.
wasn't a good enough player. Like I'm like I was 1-year contracts in and out of the side, and if I had a big personality, I'm stuffed either way. Then like I had to toe the line.
Yeah.
So
I get that, but that was
being
the
a good
times too. But now it's not. Like now it's so much. Oh,
Like,
let him be himself. We love that. Let's applaud that. What do we want?
oh, look how much he hates it.
No, it's not that I
He
hate it.
hates the individualism.
It's not. No, it's not that I hate it. It's just that I like his personality too. I think he's probably put his foot in it a few times.
Has anyone tagged him?
No. Max Holmes has copped it a couple of times, I reckon, but I don't think Bailey's actually copped a run with yet.
All Australian at the moment. Bailey Smith's probably in there, and Max Holmes. They can't have 2 in there, can they?
No.
Well,
One
can.
more wing.
I'd say Smith ahead of Holmes currently. Finn Callahan, I love watching that kid play. His power off the mark is as good as anyone in the game.
Reckon he could be like the next Bont.
Quicker than Bont, but he could be if he can kick goals.
Giants needed this win. They were just
Yeah, they were
they'd lost
floundering
a couple.
a bit.
They were just it's a great word. They were floundering, not to be confused with flowering.
Big difference.
You idiot.
Big difference.
Yeah, huge difference.
Yeah.
So floundering.
Just snuck into the
GWS.
8, yeah, the G-men, which is great for them. Hoping to get a few players back too in the next. Brent Daniels, Stephen Canelio, Tricky
Brett
Kelly.
What a gun Daniels is.
Yeah,
Rate him.
yeah, he's in the little man club, isn't he, with you? He's a clever player, Brent Daniels.
Very good.
Good Swan Hill boy.
Yeah. Yep.
We love Swan Hill.
And then it's Sunday 4:40. Now Nick Del Santo was on the bench for this, on the boundary line for this one.
Oh, not Moons.
Yeah, Moons must have had the weekend off.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah,
Something in that.
yeah.
Lynchy, Alistair was up in Darwin.
He was, yeah.
Up in Darwin doing the work. So Dal got the 4:40 slot at Ninja Stadium, which was everyone, I think, at Fox Footy.
Yep.
They got in and like, all right, pick out of a bucket, you get your first choice of
Short
where you go this
flowers out.
weekend.
Yep.
Draw the short flower.
Yeah.
And if you get the longest flower, you get to choose first.
Yep.
Dal chose former teammate of yours.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
Cankles, old Cankles. Delidio.
Cankles Delidio, that's the last thing I've got.
Cankles Del Santo.
Cankles Del Santo got his way to Ninja Stadium for the 4:40 game, which turned into a
Where the hell's
good
Ninja
game.
Stadium?
Tassie.
Tassie. We've
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Sorry.
We've been up in no, that's fine. They've just renamed it.
Ninja.
It's the old Bell Reeve.
Which I should know this. What is
Ninja.
Ninja?
Isn't
A
it-
drink?
Nah, isn't Ninja like the like a blender? Yeah, like the.
Yeah, drink. Blender. Put something in.
Well, you don't drink a blender.
Well, you drink out of a blender.
No, I like it. I think you're right.
So in Tassie, any memories playing Kangas?
yeah, that's my 100th game. I got subbed.
So not any good memories?
Oh, yeah, good
They
memories.
touched us up there down there that night. Remember
Freezing.
that?
How cold was
Yeah,
it?
it was
-1 degrees, I reckon. Yeah, well, you touched you up a lot, actually, at North
when you played.
when I played.
Rob,
Yeah.
Rob, was your 100th game? Was that the really windy
Yeah,
one where
yeah, Brett
Harvey kicked one and the
Came back to
wind
him.
blew it 30 metres back the other way?
Is that against Richmond?
No.
That was against West Coast.
Yeah.
And that was
Good memories,
That
yeah.
was when he gave away the 50 when he flicks the ball out of Pritis's hand and got a 50-metre penalty.
He's just off the top of your head.
This is off the dome.
He's fucked up like that.
That's unbelievable. Bell Reeve, best
Flowers.
deck in the AFL.
Oh, beautiful deck. Still got a cricket pitch in the middle, which
I don't mind it. But best deck, best surface.
Ricky Ponting won't allow the cricket pitch to get removed for footy season.
Rate it.
Fuck, an amazing joint, right, Tassie? Because yesterday was a beautiful day. 17, 18 degrees. And before, like, you laugh? No.
I cleared my throat, mate. So
Yeah.
You should, what are you questioning
Yeah.
that for?
So 17 or 18 degrees, like beautiful, like sunny, not a breath of wind. But you stand in the sun, and then the sun obviously hits the grandstand. And you just step from sun to shade,
Yeah.
and it goes from beautiful to absolutely bone
Nice,
chilling.
yeah. You would have still been in the shorts, though.
We was in the shorts, had the legs out, and the game, Brisbane jump out. Again, first quarter of a problem for the Kangas. Pretty dour type of first half,
Yeah.
but the boys rally.
Yeah.
The ball plays really well.
I'll
Charlie Comben
I don't like to give too many flowers to
Yeah.
cross pods, and I know my thoughts on the 200 pluses, but Chom
he was big.
late, mate. He was huge, and I thought it was a real step forward for the lad. I was really pleased for him. Some big marks.
And hit the ball well by foot.
Yeah, he did. Which is
Fundamentals.
Yeah, fundamentals. Obviously, been spending a bit of time with him, you and the ladder.
Yeah.
Down there at North. Did you know they train with a ladder down there at North?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Scheduling the best. Corns will hate that.
Yeah.
That's why we get him in here. Yeah.
He wasn't the best. So Comben, I thought, outstanding. Mentioned Bull from
Yes.
Max Sports, who
Yes.
you threw your hat in the ring way back when
Way
I'd
back.
actually got the result.
Yes.
Which is good. Played well.
Could have kicked the winner.
Yeah.
Probably should have taken a bit more time, I reckon, if I was going to give feedback. But
Yeah,
loved it.
I tried to give him the feedback straight off the game.
I bet you. Oh.
Wasn't well received.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah.
And I love him.
Yeah.
But I said,
We both
he
do.
goes, yeah. Anyway, I misread the situation there. You see much of the game, Brett? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought you had every opportunity, and I'd heard Lockie Neal. I was listening to the radio on the way in, and Lockie Neal interviewed. He's like, look, we couldn't have played much worse. But full credit to our North. They played well.
We got follow up with Lockie on that one. That's fucking bullshit, mate.
But look, to be honest, I thought, mate, plus 15 clearance or plus 16.
So plus 15 clearance
Plus
and
six-
plus 15 contested possession, which is
possession.
about the same. It's kind of that
Yeah.
that game from stoppage, which is their absolute one wood, right?
George Wardlaw really good in there, gives that little bit of an edge, I think. We're along with Davies
good
Uniac.
Edge?
Edgy.
no edge talk today.
Do you know what edging is? You know.
I know what it is. Hey, with the contested possessions, is the ability to go from contested to uncontested
Very important.
So that, I hate how everyone talks about contested possessions. I'm like, well,
Mate, the main...
if I'm going contested to contested, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah,
good.
so
you want to
good
contested?
call.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you want me to take over from there?
Absolutely.
So the main contested possession stat now is kind of the contested possession away from clearance.
Yeah.
So post stoppage.
Yeah.
Actual open field kind
Yeah.
of contested possession, which we were plus 15, I think, as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's your ability to kind of get out and run and outnumber at the
Yeah.
next contest as well.
Yeah, so you're not quick kicking it. So winning the
Yeah.
contest, you're not just quick kicking it.
Yeah,
You're
it
trying
was
to
a
use
bit
the
of a
numbers.
quick kick kind of surgy game yesterday.
It was low scoring.
Yeah,
A couple of
71
fundamentals late though, mate, that really, and I texted into our group, Tristan Sherry hit a handball, mate, from a foot away.
Well, we always tell Ruckman to handball, so at least he's coachable.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want him to do? Go turn on wheel hot dog onto his left?
No, I want him to hit the target, mate.
Right hand.
He was a foot away.
Yeah.
And he's put it behind.
Wouldn't you have loved to play with him? Look at this. This is
Some people,
ruthless.
Brett, aren't as talented as you.
Oh,
Some
it was
people
the worst.
don't know.
If you're a professional,
I was
athlete,
more
you should be
scared
able
of-
to hit a one
I was
foot
more
handball.
scared of Brett than any of my coaches.
Fair enough too. And then you got Jacob Constanti, right, running inside forward 50. You had a
8-game
handball,
player.
a handball,
8-game player you're going after. 8-game
handball
player.
to. He's
Watch
been a-
yourself, Brett. 8 games.
And this, I know this has happened ages ago, but
Kicked it.
did
I
he-
saw, mate. I get it because he's the big man, and but you got three blokes sitting at the back. If you
Balls
just
out
carried
back,
it,
I
I'm sitting there just going, come on, just encourage him. Or Dill Stevens, tell him block for him, tell him to run.
Oh, the old block. Is that back in vogue? Is it, Brett?
Oh,
What do you think, Rob?
What's his Constanzi?
Constanti.
He sounds like Castagna. What was I going to say? I happened a couple of weeks ago, but did he cop it for shushing the crowd? What was
feedback?
anything? It's funny now.
Oh,
It was funny when it happened, but
was it? Who for?
me, I thought it was hilarious. Did he
What are you referring
he
to
didn't
is-
mean to, though. Like, he realised halfway through it, which is even funnier. You're like,
It's mind-boggling. I don't even know where to start with it, but I've had the discussion and it won't be happening again. 85 up, 85 down. Put the
Shush
finger down
the
and just
crowd.
go.
Don't even celebrate.
Go hug your mates.
You not even
Pretty
hug.
good
I don't
goal.
think you even hug. You just get back onto your position and 85 points. That's a long way. I'm to this day, I'm still embarrassed when that final we played against Port Adelaide. I kicked a pretty good goal. and
Cochin
I've-
kicked it in the wind.
and I've given it that one. And I look at the score and it's like 110 to 29. I'm just like, oh, fuck, that's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrated a bit of a good play to myself.
Yeah.
I think you got to celebrate your little wins every now and then.
Give yourself some flowers.
I think so. I reckon.
So,
I could be down by
So we are
80.
allowed to...
I would never shush the crowd. I don't think you shush the crowd.
I think
you
I've
might
ever
just
shushed the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never shushed the crowd.
Given that.
I could be down by 80, and I'm whipping out as many celebrations as I can.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't kick many.
I like to not celebrate a goal because
Nah.
it sounds like you've done it enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to celebrate. You know what I mean? It's like, this is just normal.
Yeah.
I'm
the
pretty-
non-celebration is a celebration in itself.
Yeah.
Brisbane, what are we... they're still on top of the ladder.
Yeah.
Had a pretty good start of the year. They're pretty good side.
yeah,
They've been up for a while. Ninja Stadium at 4:40
Just
on
thought that
Sunday.
they just showed up. They just thought they'd show up. I think.
reckon?
Maybe. Well, it happens at times. I mean, you're not up all the time, are you? And you get a side who is ready to go. And you guys have been really close of late. I think a win this
Hardest
week's
team
coming.
to tip North. I hate them.
A win's coming this week against the Tigs.
We'll get you back down as a past player. Next time a player...
You
Still got the coffee card out the front?
Bastanak.
The what?
The coffee card out the front.
Nah.
Never seen it?
Got to bring it back, do we?
We had a coffee cart. I
was
used to,
taking up
what
a
I
car
used to, I
park.
used to
They
go,
sacked
no, inside the facilities, they had a little coffee cart next to the entrance.
Yeah.
I used to go there and get the fitness staff coffee so I didn't have to do weights.
What were you saying? It doesn't work hard enough.
coffee order, boys? Yeah. It would waste 10, 15 minutes. So I'd be out the front having a coffee, then bring back their coffee.
You wouldn't have to do weights.
Very
But you
smart.
like weights now.
Now I do, yeah. I'm fitter
weird.
now and better conditioned now than when I played.
Any questions why I challenge him on his work rate?
All right, hey, every week, all
Yes.
season, we're embracing the mid thanks to Carlton Dry, 3.5%, the official beer of the AFL. This week's Embrace the Mid.
Yes.
So we like, again, it's kind of a little bit of give the flowers, but we want to embrace the mid thanks to Carlton Dry.
Yep.
Who you got, Brett?
Well, this one's not really a bit of play or whatever else, but I want his teammates to embrace this kid because he worked bloody hard to get in, but now he's out for 12 months with an ACL. Lewis Hayes,
Oh, yeah.
down there at
Yeah.
Essendon. He looked really comfortable at the level. I was down there in the rooms for his jumper presentation. Everyone spoke so glowingly of him. Mick Hurley presented his jumper.
Yep.
But I just want everyone to embrace him because he's looked comfortable, ready to go, and then just shattering news for a kid to do your knee in your first 12. So my embrace the mid, 3.5% this week is Lewis Hayes.
So embrace the mid. So what it is
bit
so
of
you know
play.
how we talk about players that are good
All the time.
So we're talking, yeah.
So like Bont.
So the
Callahan.
Nahas types.
You would be an embrace the mid, someone that pops up every now and then,
Little
or
sprinkler.
someone that's come through, or a bit of play. So, for instance, while you keep pondering, I will go. I want 2 this week because I'm hosting.
Yes.
And Dill usually gets 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Jamie Cripps an embrace the mid for his 3
okay.
goals, and because
Yeah.
I'm pissed off that I didn't put him in the
Getting on
best players.
Yeah.
They're saying that he's mid-tier.
Yeah.
Without Jamie Cripps yesterday, I don't think they're even in the game
Yep.
early. So Jamie Cripps embraced him. And then in the same game, the rundown tackle from Tom
Oh, yeah.
Brown,
Huge.
who is a young, talented player,
Is.
but has gone back to be the sub a couple of times. So I think oozes a bit of tough love stuff.
Beautiful kick.
And embrace the mid, the rundown tackle to win the game
Yep.
for the Tigers. So you're getting the theme now,
I
Rob?
am, but
Yep.
I'm too far behind, I think. I think we'll give it a miss. Next time I come in, I'll do one. I'll think of one. Real good one.
Well, you've given 2.
I've
for
given
one.
2. So which one do you want, Brown or
I'll take
Cripps?
Brown. I'll take Brown.
You were gonna say
so
that, were you?
the Tigs one, so I'll take Brown.
Anyone got a top 5 nomination for Wednesday? So we just send them in to Footy Friends _. Yeah, _. Don't forget the underscore.
Or
ideas.
DM Mac as well because he will love it.
So we haven't done the top 5 number 3s, number 21s, or number 43s yet.
Can you do a bottom 5 in those 2?
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad, but that's kind of
Dill
demeaning.
it's,
43?
it's a bit condescending.
Still
isn't it?
43.
Yeah.
Would Dill be at the bottom of that 43?
Well, he's not with Kuda, is he?
Ryan Nyhouse, he'd be up there.
Yeah, Nahas had him covered.
4 on debut.
Yeah.
There's certain numbers that just never work. You know what I mean? At club,
Good friend of mine, Cammy Howard, used to wear number 43. Did you play with House?
No, I miss
Again
that.
has Dill covered.
Yes.
So yeah, the bottom 5. I think we go with top 5.
Matty D, I reckon Matty D, one of the great humans starting the 43.
But it's funny, some numbers like never make 100 games at the clubs. You know what I mean? Like they're the revolving, like 26 at Richmond. No one makes it out of that number.
35 at Freo. We had Jakey Tracy, Josh Tracy.
Wants to keep it.
He's number 35. Could be the first player at Dockers to go 35. 100.
Cooper Sharman said that on radio a couple of weeks ago
43.
as well.
So any top 5 nominations for Wednesday, send it through Footy and Friends _ Anything else from you two?
No, that was pretty smooth compared to having Dill there when it was clunky as. That was not bad.
We've got a little bit wrong. Good, I thought I was on time. But anyway, Footy and Friends merch, guys, has dropped. So we'll send out Rob with a few hoodies and hats and
I'm wearing one
everything along with the Richard wash. So that drops Sunday night. So that is live. Get on, get your verbatims, get your Footy and Friends, get you take that one to Clarko's.
Nah.
Didn't go?
We got a Wounded Bull.
We got the Wounded Bull hoodie, so all pretty good stuff. Size up, put your orders in and that'll get delivered within...
On the royalties out of that.
Within the business day because Adil actually delivers it personally. Now he's got a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, not busy at all.
This episode has been thanks to our good mates at Carlton Dry, the official beer of the AFL. Remember, follow Footy and Friends via the Dylan Friends page on iHeart, Spotify, or subscribe on Apple or whatever you listen to your podcast.
_
_ Footy and Friends.
You.
Richard Wash.